All right, welcome back, everyone. This is a class 3 of the tangible structure of soul. Today is December 29th. No, 2024. Can you believe we are countdown to 2025? Uh, what a year, right? But for some of you, probably so glad, you know, closing a chapter of 2024. Okay, so we're gonna do a little review, and I know some of you the computer is not working well, so it may be difficult to see the screen, but I'm just hoping you could see it. Just give me for a second. Okay, so hopefully people could see it. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And let me just open this link here in a different tab. Of course, it didn't show up the one that I really wanted to. What happened? Maybe this one. Hold on. Let me tab. Yes. No. Maybe. Let me see. Oh, maybe here. Yes. Creation harmonic universe. Yeah, this is a really good one. So this is a little bit of a review of our class 2, and it also has a very, it's a good information. Some, hopefully resonate well with you all. It's a little long, but it's meaningful sentences. So I like to have a volunteer.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I can go. I can read
thank you.
it. Which part?
Starting with a collapsing 3D timeline.
Okay. All right. Well, in the creational structure of harmonic universes, there are two timelines per dimensional frequency band. As the planet is moving into the next scale of the higher harmonic structure, the six timelines that existed within the lower three dimensions are rolling up into the next harmonic, so they cease to exist in the same frequency band. This poses a variety of new consciousness experiences for people on Earth that will impact memories of our identity lifetimes and other historical recordings that were made to the past or future timelines. Do you want me to stop here?
Yes, let's just stop. It's so that this is something that we review about the structure of a universe. If you remember, there are the section and order of the how the cosmic structure made of, and
Mm-hmm.
right, and then there are the multiple timelines within our incarnations, and as many as also in universal structure, in the structure of the universe. So what are they talking about as we ascend with the planet, kind of rolling up, so that we as an individual identity will be affected, meaning that we have an expanded consciousness. And your other lifetimes, other existences become more and more real and clear to to us, and then even to those who are not fully awake. So that is what they're talking about. Now, can you go on to the next paragraph, Jeffrey?
Okay, here we go. As many different people on the earth are existing at different levels on the scale of spiritual evolution, where their base frequency stabilizes in their light body, determines their timeline and future spiritual direction, whether they are consciously involved in that decision or not. People who are not yet on the ascension path, but are in spiritual agreement with the collective consciousness shift, if they stay incarnated on the earth, the move into the next harmonic universe will deepen their soul bond within their physical body, therefore, placing them on their soul timeline. This will be true for the majority of the current collective consciousness field. However, the metamorphosis that occurs at the earliest soul initiation to open the heart when there is unresolved pain recorded there can be very confusing for people that do not have emotional healing tools or spiritual ascension context. This will thrust many Earth inhabitants into experiencing the dark night of the soul, and the planetary landscape in the earlier stages of this shift may feel quite chaotic and dark, as many people will be unexpectedly plunged into communing with the higher frequencies in order to purify themselves of painful lower vibrations.
Yeah. So this is something that we already witnessed or observing as a parents or as teacher healers that that I want you to be aware that is exactly happening for those individuals. It affects a lot when either when you're at the point of awakening or forced awakening. Um, so that if you see observing and if you're in a position to help and facilitate that processes with a permission from your higher self or soul matrix, please do so. Now, if you're the position of parents, you do have a right to um, facilitate or help this process so that you are not going to change that path, but it is um, letting them use a tool or have those spiritual tools available to them so that if they decide, it's right there in front of them, so to say, or you may be able to guide them during a really dark time. So we need to mention that you could click here or read on if that's something relevant to you. But this is very common processes, and it's a profound effect on those who are indigo or has expanded DNA silica matrix, meaning that if you have an additional assignment, the impact could be greater. Okay, let me go back. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Oh, thank you. I guess that's all you want me to read for now.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And if you're interested in more, you could read this through using a link from the member page. All right. So let's see. So we did a technique too. I hope you had an opportunity to do this again exercise. If you don't, it's always here. Just to clear up the confusion that they talk about the shoulder, it's just meant to be the direction of a spin. So that hopefully that's make it simple. Keep it simple and stupid, right? When you repeat things, I usually kind of visualize or draw some kind of the picture so that I don't need to go back to this to find this tape, listening all the explanation again, but rather just do the technique. It should feel good and peaceful, content. If it's not, for whatever the reason, you just stop. That's how simple it is. Now, this is supposed to be repeated, right? It's become a profound impact if you continue to do so in a different frequency, yeah. How often you want to do is obviously in the beginning, you want to do it twice a day. And then once you get it, the frequency of the doing the exercise lesson, less time you need to do. And then eventually you're going to stick to you. And then after 3 to 6 months, you're fully integrated with your soul matrix, which is your archetypical, the fifth dimensional mind. So your mind upstairs and down here, coexisting, operating simultaneously during awakening and asleep times. So it's beautiful things. So we're gonna move on to the progressively advancing to the additional integration. That after the soul matrix integration will be a monad integration, which go up higher of your chakra and your DNA strands, which is 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the next lecture. I'm not sure how many of you listened to the lecture. It's very somewhat repetitive, and it has some new information. So we're just gonna go over that point. Unless has some particular question, I could go over that point more. Or if you don't have any question, I could just skip to that technique. So I just want to pause here. Does anybody had have an opportunity to review the tape, the day 3?
Today's 3, I did.
Great.
But first, are you looking at the member page
Yes.
here? Because mine doesn't look like that.
Really?
Yeah, mine, from Dark Night of the Soul, the image is like little eggs.
Oh, did you were you able to refresh it? Can you refresh? Maybe it's some time delay.
Okay. I'll refresh. I don't know. My computer's acting up. But my question was, if you could add more to the term that they used a lot, fire letter and scalar wave design.
Ah, yes. Okay. Exactly, that's why we're gonna go over. So thank you for intro.
Okay.
So that is a new term, isn't it, on lecture 3. So let's see. So do you have this text lecture 3 anchoring a D8 monad, David, or maybe not?
It's let's see. I have the 2, the star with the circle, the Merkaba silver. All right, now I have it. Yeah, the coastal and the calendar and that. Yep, I'm good now.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, I don't know how what kind of a frequency they the speed that they anyway. So before I go on, there is a mistakes in class 3 that affect your technique too. Every time they mention the thyroid, you have to replace this thymus. Very close, but the different organs. So it's a thymus. It's not thyroid. So I just want to mention that I collected in this page, but in your text and then also audio, I'm not sure audio could be correct. In your text, they mention thyroid gland, but it's incorrect. It's a real minor difference, but it says actually quite a big difference. So I just wanted to mention that up front. So day 3 explain the human connection to God source and the inherent energetic process of creation. So it is the human, the existence of human itself, right? It's basically you are the agent of the source, and that's energetically in explain how that is, why that is, and bringing a new terminology and a concept which include violator and a scalar wave. Now, the second point here is a spark of the living flame. It is the point of dormant radiation that exists within the thymus gland, which is the corresponding Eka identity level. It is the sound tone that describe is the point of all creation, or known as God self. So you are thymus gland. It is a window back to this God self, or God seed, or seed of consciousness. And then the scalar wave program held within a DNA imprint, which create diversity of form, are called violators. Okay. The DNA template is composed of specific arrangements of violators / scalar programs that govern the manifestation of dimensionalized matter, biology, and consciousness. So the biology is a matter and consciousness as non-matter or spirit form. Right? Those are intimately intertwined and are composed of the same substance consciousness in the form of scalar frequency. Matter, solidity of body and external reality is perceived due to multidimensional geometrical interrelationships between violator program in dimensionalized level of consciousness. So to me, it's very well written, but you really don't know what are they saying, right? So I guess you could keep reading. It's some of the important thing is written here. I'm gonna go back more like I'll have some diagram, some visual help. This is why I copy and paste it. This is in your text, right? Some of them I think. So when they talk about the scalar wave or still point of radiation or and etc., it's really where everything is made of to take a form, and then also have animated experience. It is kind of how they the Hollywood is making all those, not just Hollywood, those, they're making those animation, right? It is not too dissimilar. You have to have a template, you have to have all sorts of different program, right? To make animated things. And then the biology and the consciousness have to come together to experience the oneness so that you actually feel the moving and then your environment correspond accordingly to your action. So basically that's what it is. And then how they're making it, it is happening to the unseen world. The one of the unseen world exists beyond this dense place, which is called silica matrix. It's made of silica. DNA, it has a 1 through 12 strands, and then each one has a scalar wave programming where 1 through 3 become a set to create the 3D animated reality field. Okay? So in order for us to manifest and see each other, we have to have a shared silica DNA strands 1 through 3. Otherwise, we don't see each other or don't exist. So this is why we talk about, essential or not. At some point of evolution, right, there some being or collective start losing those strands or don't have it, or whatever the reason. And this require to going back to the God source. And if you don't have, eventually, you're going to descend to the point of undifferentiated substance where you no longer be able to consciously aware of who you are or what you are. It's basically stardust or space dust. Stardust is quite better, but not the space dust. But that is a kind of a cycle, I guess. But anyway, you as long as you're human, you at least you have a 12-strand DNA potential or templates, right? And then this is basically goes standing a scalar wave programming. Now, we didn't go through too much of a Kapara grid here, only mentioned once in this technique. There's a Kapara grid or tree of life. And tree of life is also made of 12 points. And each point is basically this, the standing wave of radiation, which it does not change the location. It's kind of so strange, right? It has a particular location no matter what happened. And that's why it's called standing wave. It's just standing there. It's almost like landmark, right? Well, consciousness outpost. That's exactly what it is. But it doesn't move, and that so that whatever that's however you want to call it, that is the energy center, and that's how our chakra manifested. So have you ever thought about where those chakra points come from? Right, it's projected out from this standing scalar wave program into through you and manifest your matter. So that's why all those chakra point has energy center, and those life force energy gonna run through in and out through that point. And that's how everything else around you is manifested. So it's very important, you know, uh, point or thing or program, right? Now, that is basically a reality field, manifestation field, but it is also the one, these are those scalar standing wave, and the one that directly interact with morphogenetic field, which is consciousness floating field that's made of everything around you that constantly interact. So when you move, according to your movement, they're gonna stay, right? Some thing doesn't seem to be moving with you. Some stuff move with you, right? That type of things. Now, the fire letter, that's such a to me the magical things to me. And if you look at it, a fire letter actually exists in Hebrew Torah. And if you look at it, I really never truly study that, but you kind of could tell. It looks like they call fire letter and actually look like that. It looks like their script, right? This is basically part of the geomancy code. It's a similar things that uh, it actually takes this form when it's fully activated, or the symbolic way to express DNA Sun 3 is this. It has a number, right? It has a location, and then probably look like a fire when then activated. So the basically corresponding, you could say corresponding geomantic code. That's another way to say it. And then those are the one fire code or fire letter, right? Depending on which tribe you belong to, you are holding that. It's fire letter. Okay. I don't feel like I'm explaining well with you, but I'm gonna go through this and hopefully at some point it may be quick. So I'm gonna go through this party come again. So way back, go all the way back to the creation when we are just the pure consciousness and no matter existed. It is a kind of collective way, there's the desire to create. And the smallest substance of that contain the infinite, eternal energy source. So basically, this is the eternal source that never goes away, never be uncreated, or never gonna recreate it. It is exists and continuously running and living and breathing consciousness. So the smallest is the ultra particle that create everything. It consists of, it's first called particle, that the very center here. Particle is antimatter because it doesn't really have the matter or any form, but contain all the instruction to become who it is. Okay, and then first is a manifest, almost exact copy of particom, and then it has slightly different programming from the original, but it's have a capability of exactly same as original, so kind of like copy, but it has additional program that spin. Let's say the one program is a spin left counterclockwise, so called particom. Now, as a almost exact same as particom except spin clockwise, called part K. Part K is antimatter. Is the sequence is to emit the force toward outward, and particom, you might guess, you absorb, bring in the energy. So both of them have an equal portion of quantum energy, and since they're spinning in a each other in an opposite way, they will repel. So they repel each other when they get close. You go out to the certain angle, far away to each other. Now, at a certain point, once they are far away, they start to kind of missing each other, start to get close. So go outward, and at a certain point, I believe it's a 60-degree. Don't quote me on that because this looks like a wider, or could be 120. But I forgot the exact angle. After a certain angle, they start to coming back, start to attract to each other. It's kind of male and female, that's the same concept, and pull each other to the point where they merge slightly, okay? Not completely, but they come together. And that point of when they come together, the portion of coming together, that portion going back to the party key. And the party key receives the energy and spin and give that energy back to both particom and party K. And then now they have slightly more energy, okay, has increased your thrust, the speed, and do more of that. And after the repetition of foreverness, right, they eventually have excess amount of quantum energy, and that's going to bring to seed the exact same thing when the part decayed. It produced the progenitor, and the cycle continue. As long as particom and part K come back together and bring the source, bring the merged energy back to source, this will continue forever. So this is an eternal life flow that the people talk about. It is eternal, continuous, never stopping, everlasting. And this is what the originally the pure, the God, consciousness created, the ultra particle of everlasting conscious energy source. Now, because they already have a program within, they know what to do. The next thing they do, they start to form the strings. Okay, do you see the string here? And a string, and then cross over and become those fabric of the field. So it's all made of this, but they are going to line up, cross over in a certain angle and direction, and that become the morphogenetic field. So the first is, and next is, and then each string is different, has a different flash line sequence, or basically rate of sparkling. Okay, so they goes in and out of the light in a certain rate to each other, but the one next to each other could be the neighborhood, the string might be different rate than yours, but it's all programmed, and the combination and the flashlight sequence, it will determine what kind of morphogenic field that created. Now, once you have the seeds of the fabric of creation, then you become more and more fancy. Now they start to creating those ketones or ketone codes, eventually it looks like those crystal structure. Okay, so once you have a template, they start to form a more and more complicated shape and form and interaction to each other, and has a different type of geometrical shape. Now, after which point, there's a light symbol code that represent electrotonal program of ketone, and eventually it's called the fire letter. So this has a very specific programming packed with all sorts of things that I can't even imagine how many programming in each of this. But it looks like, I guess to us, it looks like a fire, but keep folding the particular shape, correct? So they have a shape and a location and a particular electrotonal program within this thing. So it's coming with a sound, particular sets of sound, right? Now, the geomancy that we keep talking about, composite fire letter light symbol control codes that represent the electrotonal program of ketone code, which are used to direct the fire letter ketones and the flow of energy through the morphogenic field crystal body. So I guess they are trying to explain to us how we manifest it ourselves in reality, and how we exist. So we didn't just pop in that all the morphogenetic field, right, and the coding around you, this planet and you are kind of come as a set. So we are kind of literally connected. Kind of neat but scary. So it may not be so clear, but more and more you understand where the energy coming from. Just think of yourself, how you exist, how your consciousness is coming from, and where those chakra anyway. Have anybody explained to you, right? And just you could now you're connected to more and more to your subconsciousness and an ultra, computer out there. You'll be able to draw your own conclusion and clues and answer. So during exercise, they talk about the chakra system, and there's a 1 through 7 is a physical chakra that exists within our physical body. And then there's a non-physical chakra, which is called, this one is called, what is a morphogenetic chakra, where outside of the body, but exists as a point of your energy center in consciousness. So chakra 13 is actually both sides. They don't show in here. Or 12. We all have a both 12 and up and down. It doesn't show in here. Oh, that's not. But anyway, when you say chakra 12 in this text, it's gonna 16 below your feet, and 13 is on the Earth's core. Right? That's another reason how you relate to your planet, Mother Earth. Because part of your personal energy system is within the core of the Earth. Okay? Also, you're connected to the deep space. That's where another personal energy center reside, the 15, the deep space. Okay. So no matter what you want to believe, your energy structure is connected to the planet, Earth, and the space. And then this is gonna kind of good reference point when they say that, go to this, go to that. You're kind of gonna look and then visualize yourself and what's happening, where to hold a conscious breath in a particular step. Now I wanted to say something else. Oh yes. So the technique 2, if you remember, we did together yesterday. Do you remember that we hold the code on the core of the Earth? This blue pentagram covered with white mark of a star. And then they ask you to expand the symbol until you see the crimson red color around it. when you're doing your exercise, which is a core, Earth's core, and this exercise not only help you to reach a higher frequency, but also help Mother Earth to ascend and rise a higher frequency. You like simply you connecting to the Earth's core and doing that visual exercise. So yeah, Mother Earth love you and then appreciate you. Just please do not think just you doing exercise, not doing anything else. By doing this exercise, you actually, helping everything, not only your well-being, but all sentient being, the consciousness, in and around the earth. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. All right, it's going back. So I'm not sure Dave is answer to your question. I think you are more the expert on a scalar wave because I hear this word from you more often than anybody else. So you may have a better explanation.
No, it's kind of like that. It's you hear it a lot, and you kind of imagine what it is. But, it's going out in all dimensions, I guess, directions, dimensions,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that, and then it's the specific frequencies. I guess the fire letters lock you into specific scalar frequencies that tie into your chakras and all that morphogenetic creation field.
Yeah. Some people have such a wonderful word, like a more artistic word, like some people call morphogenetic field as a fabric of creation. That's a beautiful way to say it,
And yeah, in the audio for today, they mentioned was that spark,
Mhm.
fire spark or something that's in the thymus. That is the seed, the connection back to the seed
Mhm.
consciousness.
Mhm. Yes, that is a very important. Eighth chakra is so important, even though it's eight. But in a way to go to eight, I understand you have to go all the way to the 15, and they could collapse all the consciousness back to the dot within the eighth chakra. That's how you exit. So isn't it interesting that Buddhist teaching, eight is the most important number, and in eighth you become Buddha, eighth time. Eight is very important. Um, everything ends with eight, and eight is an enlightenment symbol. So in a sense, it is correct to, align to this teaching. So I thought it's kind of worthwhile mentioning. So unfortunately, the eighth chakra, it's been one of the most damaged chakra point. And each of our chakra is also connected to our solar system. And yeah, that's another unfortunate of things where originally I understand we have a 12 planet solar system. Now how many left, right? And eighth planet was supposedly blown up. I think Marduk or something. That's what it originally called. This is also manifest on our body. So corresponding organ is thymus, and we have a thymus when you're a baby, and as you're getting older, it progressively shrunk or whatever. And in a medical community, basically, it doesn't exist as adult. However, energetically, it's still there. Just like out there in an eighth planet used to be, I understand we can't see it, but according to the certain people, it's still the point still exists, even the planet no longer exists. Um, So it is kind of interesting how manifests on our body as we, the thymus gland is gone. However, I understand that if you could reactivate the thymus gland, this is a part of the important immune system, but also your eighth chakra, where you're going back to the source, the point, right? So any incarnation, like as you're going up to those higher identity, this organ itself will never change the location within your embodiment. So I thought that's also an interesting thing I wanted to mention. That's how important it is. So assignment. I want you to know relative location of your thymus gland, and it's a little bit of dent and a kind of little tender point when you're going up, from the heart all the way up to before the throat. You will find some tender point on your body, and that's where your eighth chakra come out. That's why you're going out. Also, eventually, hopefully. So it's not a bad idea to kind of aware of that point on your body. And it's wonderful that you still have it. A symbol code it's used for the induction is this, looks like thunder. And the color is a pale yellow or pale gold. And this is called this point inside of this eighth chakra. There's a very specific point called spark of the living flame. Another word is shield of Orion or seeds of consciousness. That's what the seeds, it's talking about the God seeds. God seeds is a family of meta consciousness, though the ascended master, where every one of us came out of. So you ought to have belong to one of the God family of God consists of 12. I believe each family has a name to it. So if you want to know the number, you can meditate on this using this tape, and you could ask and link to yourself. There's a monad self, and I'm not sure how that's going to help, but people want to know, right? You could put out your information on your own. So I put this here, the visual, visual chakra location. And then I'm trying to put this next to it, but it didn't work on this. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to put this in the bottom so you could kind of see. I don't think you need, you know most of the things, right? Base chakra, root chakra is the same thing. And thymus, that's a different name, but this is the eighth chakra. And the sixth, the third eye. And the organ is the pituitary. So you get some kind of idea. Hopefully that will help going through the technique. Now, this technique, I think a lot of people gave up on. It's a difficult technique because you are not only activating the organ that kind of gone almost, but then you're going to be connecting to sun. I don't want you to look at the sun, in the naked eye. So you're going to be obviously closing eye. I don't know what is the best. I can't really say that how you're going to do it because you're going to use the sun. You could imagine it. I usually do either I close my eye or I like to receive the sun from the back. So it is up to you, but it's supposed to, very healing to do the sun gazing periodically. It's putting you back your soul shard. It is an opportunity to integrate more who you are. So with that, I'm just going to stop if you have any question or comments. Is it boring or too much or not relevant or?
Good explanations. Thank you.
Yeah, they're very straightforward, very concise and direct.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Although I imagine for some people just getting in, it may take a while for them to unpack.
Right. No, that's well said. Thank you. All right. So with that, I didn't talk too much. If somebody could read just this paragraph, I don't know, is it too small for you, but this bit?
I can read that.
Okay.
Let's see, the fire letter sequences.
Yes.
Okay. The fire letter sequences of each DNA strand correspond to those of each dimensional band. The DNA imprint determines the amount of consciousness or energy a biological form can hold. The original human DNA was designed to hold 12 dimensions of consciousness and allowed for evolution of biology through 4 harmonics of matter density. The 12-strand DNA pattern is the silicate matrix, as it allows for transmutation from carbon-based gross matter biology into silica-based etheric and pre-matter liquid light biology. This is the diamond sun DNA matrix. Presently, all but 3 DNA strands are dormant. Each DNA strand represents a fire letter or scalar wave program sequence corresponding to one-dimensional frequency band of consciousness or energy.
Wow, great. Thank you. Well read. So, yeah. Well, we know this is probably kind of important to to connect our consciousness and DNA, the chemical DNA that we know is a double-strand DNA, and then we don't talk about how many strands, right? This is not talking about double strand or anything. It is a double-strand DNA that's set of 12. Okay, so it's just very different. I just want you to know that this is talking about the silica-based etheric DNA. It is actually around you. I could even tell you, we're going to connect this later. When you have a disc that you receive from Rishi, those silver discs, you remember the Rishi gave you as a gift, and you bring it back here and then put it under your feet, and that contain this silica DNA template. So when you want to imagine how many DNA being activated, you are going through your Maharic field below your feet, the one above you too, but the below your feet. So look down, not look up, right? We're gonna do some exercise like that later on, but for now, we're gonna focus on this text. And the exercise is on a tape. We could do that together today. I think it's only first 8 minutes or so. And then this is something up to you. How motivated you are to connect to yourself and activate your dormant DNA, dormant organ, and then consistently do this in a conjunction with that technique too. All right, so let's try this as a group. Let me see. Please let me know if you have a hard time hearing it. Let me share.
Optical thyroid solar activation. Symbol codes used in this exercise will be the 8th dimensional geomantic control code, the gold ZIT double forward slanting lightning bolt sign, and the 12th dimensional geomantic control code, the white Merkaba star or 6-pointed star of David. Begin this meditation either out of doors where you can have a clear view of the sun, or imagine the image of the sun above you as if you were looking at the sun. It is best to use the true sun for this exercise so you may capture the needed frequencies from the solar light spectra. Sit comfortably in a room where you will not be disturbed during this exercise, or out of doors in a private location. Loosen any clothing that may distract you from relaxing during the process of this exercise. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Then clearly visualize the symbol of the Zit, forward slanting lightning bolts, in a pale yellow color, surrounded by the Merkaba star, 6-pointed Star of David, in white, positioned in the center of your forehead between the brows at the 6th chakra. Holding the image of the symbol in mind, imagine the symbol filling with light and energy as you inhale the 4th breath. As you exhale the 4th breath, push the symbol from your 6th chakra toward the sun. Imagine the symbol entering the sun, picking up its light spectrum frequency coding. Breathe a few relaxed breaths while imagining the symbol filling with solar frequency until you feel a stopping sensation, as if the symbol is full and can hold no more energy. After sensing the stop, open your eyes and look briefly into the sun while taking a slow, long, deep inhale breath, drawing the loaded symbol back towards you. As you draw the symbol towards you with the inhale breath, imagine that it has replicated into 2 duplicate symbol images, each moving towards you on a separate ray of light from the sun. At the completion of the inhale, visualize the duplicate symbol codes completing their journey, one symbol coming to rest above the throat region at the thyroid gland, in the 8th chakra between chakras 4 and 5, and the other symbol coming to rest just above the skin over your 6th chakra between the brows. Exhale, then take a few short, gentle breaths while feeling the energy reality of the symbols over the thyroid and the brows. Next, take a long, slow inhale while visualizing the 2 duplicate symbols simultaneously entering into the body, the brow symbol entering the 6th chakra, moving into the pineal and the brain center, and the thyroid symbol entering into the thyroid gland through the 8th chakra. On the exhale breath, imagine the pineal symbol moving downward into the thyroid gland. Stop moving the symbol at the thyroid gland and inhale. On the exhale breath, re-merge the 2 duplicate symbols at the thyroid gland into one symbol, the Zit lightning bolts in pale gold surrounded by the Merkaba star in white. As you exhale, move the singular symbol down from the thyroid to the navel. Stop moving the symbol at the navel and inhale. On the exhale breath, move the symbol down to the 2nd Kathara sphere in front of the vaginal wall for women and the prostrate for men. Stop moving the symbol at the 2nd Kathara sphere and inhale. On the exhale breath, divide the symbol into 2 again and forcefully push the duplicate symbols downward inside the legs and out the small chakras at the soles of the feet. Continue the exhale and re-merge the duplicate symbols into one symbol image and continue to push the symbol downward through the 12th chakra, 6 inches below the feet, and into the 13th chakra at the Earth's core. Stop moving the symbol at the Earth's core and inhale. Imagining the symbol at the Earth's core, take 7 long, deep, slow breaths, allowing the symbol to absorb the frequencies from Earth's core. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. After the 7 breaths, reverse the vertical downward movement on the exhale to a vertical upward movement on the inhale, stopping the symbol movement to exhale rather than to inhale. Inhale and move the symbol upward from the Earth's core through the 12th chakra, then directly into the first base chakra between the legs and into the 2nd Kathara sphere in the vagina in women and the prostrate in men. Stop the symbol movement at the 2nd Kathara sphere and exhale. Inhale and move the symbol upward from the 2nd Kathara sphere to the 5th Kathara sphere at the navel. Stop the symbol movement at the navel and exhale. Inhale and move the symbol upward from the navel through the 8th chakra to the thyroid gland. Stop the symbol movement at the thyroid and exhale. Take a few relaxed breaths at the thyroid before moving the symbol again. Inhale and move the symbol upward from the thyroid gland into the 11th Kathara sphere in the center of the brain at the pineal gland. Stop the symbol movement at the pineal gland and exhale. Keeping the image of the symbol in mind at the pineal gland, take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale, then hold the inhale breath for a count of 3. Exhale slowly, then hold the exhale with lungs emptied for a count of 3. Inhale, hold for a 3 count. Exhale, hold for a 3 count. Inhale, hold for 3, and exhale, hold for 3. On the next inhale, imagine the breath filling the symbol at the pineal gland with pale gold light energy. Then exhale forcefully and imagine the symbol bursting out from the pineal on a horizontal plane, surrounding your head like a halo. Inhale and imagine you are drawing power from the sun to energize the symbol halo around your head. Exhale and push the energy in the form of pale gold light through the pineal and outward into the halo. Imagine the halo beginning to glow with pale gold light. Inhale once more and exhale forcefully through the pineal into the halo, and observe as the halo replicates, forming a double halo around your head. Breathe gently and observe the two halos begin to spin slowly around your head, one toward the left, one toward the right. Breathe for a few moments with your attention observing the double symbol halo around your head, spinning faster and faster until you become tired or can no longer follow the spinning movement. The spinning draws eighth dimensional frequency into your morphogenetic field, which will soon be used to spark the Orion shield, the spark of the living flame, within the thyroid gland. When the morphogenetic field has drawn in as much eighth dimensional frequency as it can presently hold, you will grow tired or lose track of the spinning motion of the halos. When you have lost track of the spinning of the halos or have grown tired, inhale slowly, drawing the halos back into the pineal, where they will now appear as a tiny spark of pale gold light. Exhale and move the pale gold spark downward to the thyroid gland. Stop the spark movement at the thyroid and inhale. Then exhale forcefully and imagine the pale gold spark exploding, filling the entire thyroid with pale gold energy light. Breathe gently for a few moments, each breath making the pale gold thyroid gland grow brighter and brighter, and observe that in this pale gold light you can now see a tiny, clear crystal sphere at the center of the thyroid gland. This sphere is the spark of the living flame, the shield of Orion, the minute scalar wave pattern that connects you to your original stream of consciousness and your seat of consciousness as held within God Source. This transparent sphere is now activated within the thyroid and will begin to prepare your body and consciousness for acceleration and integration of your higher dimensional identity and activation of the dormant strands of the silicate matrix 12-strand DNA pattern. This sphere represents the consciousness of your God Self, the part of your identity that has never left its station of at-one-ment with God. Hold the image of the transparent sphere within your mind and feel the reality of its consciousness as you breathe slowly. This is part of your consciousness that you will one day fully embody when you become an ascended master through evolving upward in the 15-dimensional scale until you are able to leave the time matrix through the center point of the 8th dimension.
Okay. I'm going to stop here and just give you moments to ground and bring your sensation back in and out with us. So take a couple deep breaths in and out. Each time is slightly different, isn't it? I want you to try this with the sun as much as you can, and please report back here with your experience. Oh, to hear from you all. All right, I'm gonna open the line just to hear from you and then how you felt, your comment and feedback.
I like how it's building.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. No, I like how it's building from the Rishi in the first one and keeping them all going and keeping that energy frequency circulating and growing.
Right. Yeah. It kind of does make sense, right? Logical sense. It's in a sense, it's a linear and maybe some theoretical part could be a little hard, but the technique is not that bad. So we're pretty, yeah. If this resonates well with you, it's really powerful techniques. If you could do it well. So yeah, give it a try. If when you have a sunny day, it's great to do with the sun. Just don't look at it directly. Don't damage your eye. But yeah. With that, let's stop the recording, and we still could talk about Q&A though. But let's stop the recording here.